So hey y'all, I'm back with another video. So tonight's video is yet again another Chioma Chats video podcast edition. So by the title, we're going to be talking about this huge scandal involving Cassie and Diddy. Now, y'all are probably like, Chioma, what happened to you? I just really needed a break. You know, mentally, everything just hasn't been okay as lately. So I just been taking it day by day. So I'm back, I'm feeling better. But you know, if I take a little break again, y'all know why. I am doing pretty well though. I just need to manage my time better and just give myself me time. That's something that I just don't do. I'm always working like super duper hard, just with no breaks, nonstop. I don't take breaks and I'm starting to see it weigh on me. So I just wanted to take some time away, but here I am back. Let's get into this story. As y'all knew, I was definitely going to talk about this. So Cassie and Diddy dated for over a decade from 2007 until 2018. And I do remember when they first got together, I couldn't understand why somebody so young and beautiful and promising would be with an older man like Diddy. And it kind of all makes sense now that I'm thinking with an older mindset. This story took a little bit for me to cover because when I was listening to other commentators speak on this, I just kept tearing up. I kept getting so many flashbacks to different situations I've been a part of, and it just was so hard to even listen to the allegations. First, I want to say that I believe everything Cassie detailed in her 35-page indictment. The reason why I believe it is because Diddy's track history, not only with women, not only with his artists and other people in Hollywood, is completely trash, but I've never heard anyone say anything positive about Diddy, and from my research as well as my observations as the years have gone on, it's been pretty clear that he's a very sinister individual who uses his money, power, and connections to manipulate, enforce, and remain this sadistic mogul in the music world. I know that was a mouthful. So for Cassie to come out with these allegations detailing what she had to endure during her 10+ year long relationship with Diddy, when you compare it to all of the things that other people have said, I will wholeheartedly say with my B-cup chest that I believe her. I'm going to give y'all the expedited version of events because like I said, it was just really hard for me to hear all of this, and the story has been out for a little bit. But one thing I will say is I commend her for speaking out about this, telling her truth, using her voice even though she's been muted for a while, and making it possible for something to happen. It has been revealed that Diddy has settled the $30 million lawsuit that she put out on him, and this was done within like 48 hours or less. This is definitely the fastest lawsuit that I've seen get settled, and I am very pleased with the results, and I will explain why as we proceed. I will give a trigger warning as this story is very graphic and can definitely stir up emotions for anyone who's been in a similar situation. So I have broken this video down into 2 overall main talking points. So without further ado, let's get right into this video. So my first point is discussing this lawsuit and speaking on all of the horrific events that Cassie had to endure. She alleges that Diddy assaulted her through many different mediums and basically was this fearful, ferocious beast for most of her early adulthood. I do want to reiterate that Cassie was literally 19 when she met Diddy and about 21 years old when she started dating him. And I spoke about this before, that was around the same time that I got into a pretty similar relationship. Now, I'll be honest and say I didn't deal with the more graphic details of what Cassie has dealt with, but the common denominator was dating someone who was older, someone that was respected within his industry of people, and also put fear in my heart and used that to control the situation. Cassie is definitely a survivor. To see that she was basically pimped out by Diddy at such a young age, where many women had googly eyes for fame and fortune and are oftentimes taken advantage of in Hollywood, is crazy. From everything I read, it seems like Cassie never really even wanted Diddy. He came on to her. I read that they met at a party while he was still in a relationship with his child's mother, Kim Porter, RIP to her. He pulled her into a bathroom and kissed her, and she ran out of the bathroom crying and uncomfortable. He later used this instance to apologize and kind of swindle her into feeling as if he could be trusted or was remorseful for the situation, and then everything went downhill. And honestly, downhill is an understatement. It went down mountain. So I found this article from NBC News and I wanted to read it and express my thoughts on everything. So the title and headline reads, Sean Diddy Combs and Cassie reached settlement day after lawsuit accused him of R. The singer Cassie filed the lawsuit Thursday against Diddy. Terms of the settlement were not disclosed. And again, this was a pretty fast settlement, which to me is very telling of many things. One being what P. Diddy was hiding, as I'm sure there's more to the story, more receipts, and more details that are just as shocking as what is publicly revealed. And another being that there is probably complete truth to these allegations and just taking an easier route of paying her to be quiet and having a guilty conscience about everything that really took place. So the article reads, rapper and music executive Sean Combs and the singer Cassie have reached a settlement in a lawsuit Cassie filed accusing him of R and abuse. It was announced Friday. The announcement of a settlement comes just one day after Cassie, a singer and entertainer whose full name is Cassandra Ventura, filed the lawsuit against Combs, known as Diddy. The two had been romantic partners. "I have decided to resolve this matter amicably on terms that I have some level of control," Ventura said in a statement. "I want to thank my family, fans, and lawyers for their unwavering support." In a federal lawsuit filed in New York City Thursday, Ventura accused Combs of R-ing and physically abusing her, including punching, beating, kicking, and stomping on her over the course of their relationship. Combs also said in a statement that they resolved the matter amicably. "I wish Cassie and her family all the best. Love," he said in a statement. Ventura's lawyer, Douglas Wigdor, said that Ventura was so strong for going public with the lawsuit, and she ought to be commended for doing so. Combs is one of the most recognizable names in hip-hop. Terms of the settlement were not disclosed. A representative said the parties would have no other comment besides the statements. When announcing the lawsuit, Ventura said that she stayed silent for years, but was finally ready to tell my story and to speak up on behalf of myself and for the benefit of other women who face violence and abuse in their relationships. The lawsuit alleged Ventura was trapped by Combs in a cycle of abuse. Mr. Combs asserted complete control over Miss Ventura's personal and professional life, thereby ensuring her inability to escape his hold, the lawsuit alleged. Ben Brafman, a lawyer for Combs, on Thursday rejected the accusations, calling them offensive and outrageous, and said Combs vehemently denies them. The couple met around 2005, and Combs later signed Cassie, a singer, model, actor, and dancer, to his record label Bad Boy Records with a 10-album deal. Remember that. Ventura tried to leave Combs for good in 2018, the lawsuit says, and Combs forced himself into her apartment and R-ed her. Shortly thereafter, she was able to take steps to completely separate herself from Combs, including leaving the apartment which Combs had paid for, the suit alleged. The lawsuit also includes allegations Combs forced Ventura to have sex with male sex workers while he watched them film the incidents. Combs rose to prominence in the 1990s and, in addition to a musician, became a producer and music executive. He was also in reality TV shows including I Want to Work for Diddy and Making the Band. He was recognized with the 2022 BET Lifetime Achievement Award, and he received the Global Icon Award at the 2023 MTV Video Music Awards. Now, here are my thoughts on all of this. Again, I am shocked because all of this is definitely crazy, but I'm also not shocked because Diddy's reputation reeks of instances where you know he might be the devil in flesh. From the punching, stomping, just physical violence towards women, who I'm sure in a lot of cases did nothing to provoke that is evil, to the sexual assaults and pimping her out to male sex workers for your own pleasure is very sick. And that to me is what made me cringe so bad, because of what benefit was it to Diddy to see a woman who he's supposed to love, and we know he clearly could not have loved her, but he camouflaged love and interest in Cassie, but at the same time watched her in compromising positions that I'm sure she did not want to partake in. He offered her drugs and different substances to help her basically be a slave to his fantasies, and it was about time that he just got exposed. I mean, I feel like one thing that's very prevalent in the 2010s, or as I like to call it, the 20-teens, is the exposure of sick and sinister individuals within the Hollywood realm. From Harvey Weinstein to Bill Cosby to R. Kelly to Hugh Hefner and now P. Diddy, I'm here for it. I'm here for men who have used their power and money and control to be taken down, or for their reputations to be slaughtered in the court of public opinion, because what has been done in the dark most definitely should see the light. What really upsets me is that Cassie's whole entire attachment to Diddy was supposed to be business and professional, and solely about her music career, but he never developed her. We never got any successful work of music from Cassie after her song Me and You, and I used to love that song. I still love it. I would encourage people to go stream it, but I'm not sure if the royalties are going to Diddy or to her, and I hope that somewhere in this lawsuit she was able to regain full control of the music career, even though I'm sure that's something that she doesn't even want to develop due to the trauma that is tied within it. And when I read that he signed her to a 10-album deal, my mouth dropped open. That is completely impossible. Like, I've never heard of any music contract that requires an artist to produce 10 albums for their label. So I feel like at the time, with her being young and very new to the industry, she signed that thinking maybe it was doable and that she was with the best representative at the time, because Bad Boys Entertainment had a lot of success in the 90s and the early 2000s. Diddy was definitely one of the most, if not the most, recognizable and successful name in hip-hop around that time. Of course, we're getting some very disturbing comments about why she waited so long to come out with this, but I do want to remind people that this isn't a criminal case. This was a civil lawsuit within civil court, and usually if you go to civil court, you sue for some form of money and you're looking to be rewarded based on the evidence that you provide that you deserve the outcome that you wish. So for them to settle for $30 million, and I'm pretty sure it was way more, especially as fast as it happened, I'm telling you now, this is all true and then some. The fact that Diddy was awarded as an icon this year and even given a BET award last year is very very eerie to me because the public knowing of Diddy's wrongdoings is more or less of rumors or hearsay to people like you or I, but what people in the industry and Hollywood circles know definitely has to be more than the whisperings that the general public would know of. So for BET to probably have knowledge of so many stories and allegations of Diddy's behavior, and even for MTV to possibly know as well, it makes me cringe because why are we rewarding abusers? Why are we rewarding evil people? Why are we rewarding anyone who has shown that even within the business of music, he's very unethical and diabolical? It doesn't make any sense. So my second and final point is the impact of this lawsuit as well as the perception of it. I was reading through a lot of different comments and listening to other commentators who spoke about this just to gauge people's thoughts. And you know it's horrible when you have men who oftentimes, when topics like this are brought up, they don't necessarily side with the abusers, but they definitely require women to jump through hoops to prove things to be true. But there were a lot of people, including men, including fans of Diddy, who were instantly on Cassie's side because we all know that the precedent that Diddy has given hip-hop is in the pits of hell. What Cassie did was beyond brave. You had other people that are peers to Cassie who were very popular around the time that this relationship started and transpired, even came to her defense. Once the story broke, it was alleged that Cassie broke up with Diddy at some point during this relationship and started to date the rapper Kid Cudi. And Diddy was so jealous and so bitter about this that he got Kid Cudi's car blown up. And then someone from Kid Cudi's team came out and confirmed that his car was indeed blown up in his driveway. We also heard that P. Diddy thought Cassie was dating Kanye West back in like 2010 or 2012, and it seems that Diddy ordered for Kanye West's house to be burglarized due to this. So not only is Diddy a narcissist, but he clearly can't handle when he doesn't have power and control. So for Cassie to speak out about this, the impact of the lawsuit allows for other victims or survivors to feel more comfortable about speaking about their episodes of abuse, or even being able to confirm a lot of the sinister things that Diddy has done. And we saw that. We've seen 2 other lawsuits come from this situation. I also saw that Kimora Lee Simmons made a statement. I saw former assistants to Cassie speak out, Diddy's former bodyguard. I just saw people who were popular in the industry as well as behind the scenes or just knew something speak out. The amount of resurfaced video clips and interviews featuring Diddy have hit the internet showing very questionable character, and it's not just from women, it's from other men in the industry as well. Now, one last thing I wanted to say is reiterating that this is a civil lawsuit. So some people feel that she was just looking for a payout and that's why she decided to come out with this now. But my thing is, the speed in which Diddy decided to settle, that is very telling about the validity of all of this. I mean, why would somebody endure a decade of abuse and walk away with nothing? Her career went down the toilet as she was never able to musically produce once she got with him. Even outside of music, her personal development, her mental development, and her emotional development has been stunted because of him. Think about the amount of therapy and psychological assistance she's going to need forever because of this. Think about the trauma and the wounds having to be reopened just to have the strength to publicly get some type of justice. So I don't care that some people feel that she was in it for the money. Maybe $30 million is nothing to Diddy, but at the end of the day, it's really the least that she can have to move on with her life. You took everything away from her. I looked at some comments on my girl Eloho's video about this, and these were some very great comments that I wanted to share. So one user wrote, "There are people mad that she took the money, claiming that she didn't really want justice. I just want y'all to know that you are airheads." The justice is that Cassie took the time to lay out a 35-page lawsuit detailing everything that she endured and officially tainted Diddy's reputation. No more dancing on stage and acting like everything's okay. He's forever stamped, and now he shouldn't be able to move around as freely, throwing parties and hosting events. People are also going to hesitate to be seen with him. Look at Trey Songz. The mission is definitely accomplished. It's a lot harder to get someone in jail than y'all think. And honestly, I agree. He cannot come back from a reputation of abuse, violence, and mistreatment of his artists. No one is going to want to work with him. No one is even going to respect him. No one is going to even want to give him any empathy for what he has done and has been doing. So another user said, "I don't understand how anyone would be upset that this didn't go to court and instead settled when it was a civil lawsuit to begin with. That is what a civil lawsuit is. Either she fights to get the money for years or she settles now and get it sooner. Either way, all of the allegations are out there, which I know takes an immense amount of courage. Like many, I would rather see this man behind bars, but that might have been a long shot. He will get what he deserves." And I also agree with this because I think the legal process behind something of this magnitude would have caused Cassie to endure a longer period of the fate of her lawsuit being in limbo. I think she did what was right and took the appropriate measures to get what she deserved. One last comment said, "You know he's a predator, not only because he settled so quickly, but because of the statement he made after. I wish Cassie the best. If this was extortion or a case of a woman lying for money, a normal man would not say, say, I wish her the best. Because you know that even though you're being forced to settle, she's truly evil for lying. Case closed, he's a sexual abuser. And I agree. Not to mention him settling this fast definitely allows for more victims to come out and speak their truth, because there's somewhat of a benefit for them. And it's not just financial, but it's also the emotional relief that some of them may feel, along with the satisfaction that the potential of him being this sinister to women and men in the future doesn't happen. I feel like there actually will be even more to come. I don't think it just ends at Cassie and the people that's out. He has done so much dirt since he's been in the industry, and I think there'll be a lot of people coming to collect, and I'm here for it. These last couple of years have really been exposing a lot of sick people in Hollywood, and they deserve everything that's coming for them. I guess I'll also mention that a lot of people were questioning Young Miami, who has been tied to Diddy and is in a relationship with him that seems kind of similar to Cassie, in the notion of the age gap, both being a part of the music industry and the infatuation with one another. She's been very silent, and I'm sure she'll remain silent about this. I'm gonna pray that she's not going through anything like this, and if she isn't, I hope that she just cuts ties with this man, as he does have the potential to bring her down. Young Miami is already established as an artist and doesn't need Diddy whatsoever, but unfortunately, she doesn't give me girl's girl, and she doesn't give me that she would take heed to the red flags and caution cones that are surrounding him and just walk away before it could get worse. I'll pray for her. In my opinion, this lawsuit is actually going to be a huge staple in the history of hip-hop, as one of its biggest moguls has now been taken down and cannot ever come back from something like this. Shout out to many commentators, YouTubers, podcasters, and regular people within the industry. They have been trying to speak about the reality of Sean Diddy Combs for decades. My heart and prayers are with the victims and the survivors, and we shall see what happens next. So that is it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed. Please let me know your commentary on my commentary down below. What do you think? What do you know? Let me know. If you haven't already, check out my new song, Rich Auntie. It is out on all platforms, and the video is also live on my channel. I will have it down below for y'all. Man, I dropped that video and then just got off. I haven't even really promoted it. So if you haven't seen it yet, it is out. Go check it out. Link down below. And lastly, don't forget to follow me on all of my social media networks, and I will see y'all in my next video. Bye, y'all.
The getaway is Queen Chioma trigger, cause you know I make it ricochet. Told y'all it's a ceremony, every day a cabaret. Get out my way, I'm out the way. They say I'm out the ordinary. All my favorite cousins up, they round the way and on the way. Had to come to auntie house, cause last time I did 20 I said I'ma call him when I need some money. I ain't tryna wait. Mansion in the motherland, bitch, leave it by the gate. Call my favorite cousins up, they round the way and on the way. Had to come to auntie house, cause last time I did 20K. Yo, Chioma, they don't know who they messing with. I be where the blessings is, my pockets never deficit. You can't touch all this excellence, you gon' need a prerequisite. You gon' need some relevance, so cut it OT Genesis. Pat in the mail from my boys in Abuja. Big, meaty, spicy, juicy, baby, call me Suya. I said 24/7 we stacking, racking. I'm a bad bitch, you fraction, lacking. Counting bread while he playing Madden. I'm in the building, bitch, what's happening?